Right, hi guys, welcome to Brand X Reviews. Today we're just going to have a general kind of rant about the whole Marvel versus DC thing. Pretty much bullshit a lot of the time, because it is possible to like one and the other in different ways, equally or not. Doesn't mean you're a hater of one over the other. So we've got Corin on this one to kind of chip in as well. What we've got anyway is quite a few things have triggered this, because we had Comic Con recently. I think something that's kind of people haven't taken into consideration. Marvel did have a presence at San Diego Comic Con, but it was the games and the comics. It wasn't the actual film stuff that they covered. So a lot of the stuff that's been coming out has been DC. There's been the odd Marvel thing, but it wasn't like huge in comparison. Just kind of the scope of it. So a lot of people have been talking about DC rather than Marvel, and a lot of people have just been like saying, "Oh, you hate Marvel," and it's just absolute nonsense.
Or you hate DC because you love Marvel.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't like one or the other. I mean, a lot of it's trolling, but a lot of it isn't. A lot of it's just real kind of people, just a chip on the shoulder. So I've got a few kind of things here. There was recently something that came out with Michael Chiklis, who was in the Fantastic Four movies as the Thing. Ben Grimm was cast in Series 2 of Gotham. And this was a hilarious thing that I just followed on Facebook. Some of the dumbass comments, and he wasn't trolling as well. A lot of it, you can tell these people kind of where they're coming from. For starters, the headline was Gotham casts Fantastic Four's Michael Chiklis as Captain Barnes. A lot of people say no, Gotham casts the Shield's Michael Chiklis. I can see the argument there. That's not really part of it.
Yeah, to be fair, that's the thing he's more well known for, because the Fantastic Four is getting pretty obscure. It's when did they both come out now? It'd be
about 10 years ago now.
Yeah, it's about 10 years. I mean, at that point, there will be like a generation of people who are now starting to go to see movies that will have never been to see the Fantastic Four.
Lucky people. And again,
well, they weren't that bad, but you know what I mean? They would have been like 8 or 9 when the Fantastic Four came out, and may not have been bothered.
Yeah.
So I think they're more likely going to recognise him as, even if you haven't watched The Shield, and I haven't, I would probably recognise him first as that rather than Ben Grimm.
Yeah. I think the point of it was, this was on a website called comicbook.com. It was only the headline, so of course they're referring to comic book stuff rather than, other TV shows. So you can see the reason for it, but that was kind of a side thing anyway. But some dumbass comments on this, because they put something like, because this was obviously talking about Gotham, the TV series, and some people are putting, all the DC haters are going to be commenting on this now. It's like, disliking Gotham, the series,
has nothing to do with disliking DC.
In fact, the fact that we like DC is really kind of the reason why we don't like Gotham, because it really just craps all over the source material. I mean, you watched the first couple of episodes.
Yeah, I watched a couple of episodes. I mean, to be fair, I only watched 2 episodes. Usually I give things a little bit more of a chance before I sack them off. But hell, I sacked Birds of Prey off halfway through the first episode. It was that bad, so it's not without precedent. I made it through 2 episodes. It wasn't that good. It just didn't grab me. I thought going in it was going to be something along the lines of police procedural set in the Gotham universe. Like, how the hell would you investigate a crime that the Riddler had done? Which could have been kind of interesting, but it just didn't seem to be that. It just seemed to be, these are all Batman's rogues galleries when they're still young, but still way too old, because, they're all like a decade or so older than Batman? What the hell? I mean, they had other characters like Renee Montoya, who's like, okay, she's a grown woman and like an established agent, while Batman's still a teenager. Batman's supposed to be one of her peers, for crying out loud. And this woman's going to grow into be the Question? Like, what the hell? Not from what I've seen in this TV show.
Isn't Harvey Dent quite a lot older than Bruce Wayne as well?
I can't remember if he was in the episodes I saw. He could have been.
Yeah, because they introduced him part of the way through.
I know they introduced... the Penguin, they actually do quite well. Credit where it's due. I think that's something that people have said quite often. Is the guy that got to do the Penguin is a very good Batman Year One style Penguin, where you can see the how he's going to end up as Oswald Cobblepot, the kingpin of crime of Gotham, the gunrunner and the smuggler with his fingers in all these pies. But at the moment, he's just this freak who flies off the handle for no reason and will straight up butcher you. But that wasn't enough to keep my interest. It really wasn't.
A lot of the people that I know that actually watch this series seem to be the kind of people that know sod all about the comics, which isn't really essential that they should be. I mean, a TV series, but they think that this series ties into films. They think it leads into, like, the...
They've specifically come out and said, this Gotham TV series has F all to do with anything. It doesn't lead into the Dark Knight trilogy, it doesn't lead into the Man of Steel, Dawn of Justice
franchise.
kind of franchise, whatever we're calling that.
Well, I don't know if somebody did put a funny comment on this thing. Going back
Yeah,
to
let's have the comment, come on.
Yeah, this was what kind of really sparked this. We've got to do a video just kind of mention this. If you can find the thing. It was basically on the Michael Chiklis comment, you know, the post saying that Michael Chiklis is going to be in the Gotham series, and somebody said, I feel like everyone hates the show. One, because they know nothing about Bruce Wayne, Gotham, or Gordon, and two, well actually let's not go to two, let's just kind of pause it there.
Yeah.
What the hell? They hate the show because they know nothing about Bruce Wayne, Gotham, and Gordon.
Well, I know a fair bit about all those topics, and the show didn't engage me at all. I did not want to see Catwoman as like a teenager who already has a cat fetish for no apparent reason. Jim Gordon was alright, but he was very predictable in pretty much everything he did. You could just tick off, you know, right, well, he's going to let Oswald Cobblepot go by jumping off the pier and pretend he's killed him. That's not a surprise. I could see that coming like 10 miles away. Or let's have like Edward Nygma. And let's have him like, oh, can you guess what I'm getting at here? Oh, it's going to be a riddle. And it's like, for God's sakes, yes, we know he's the Riddler. Can we move on, please? I mean, I'm getting all these references that just make me want to facepalm.
Yeah, so I think the saying that it's because we know nothing about Bruce Wayne, Gotham, or Gordon that we don't like the show. It's the opposite of that. The fact that we do know, and they've kind of butchered it. I mean, I don't mind when they do adaptations, when they do their own thing, but when they do something that's just so cheap-ass and just for the sake of doing it, and we've got something better in film franchises that is so infinitely better.
I mean, I know you hate TV shows and wouldn't agree with me on this, but just as a Batman fan, if I wanted to see a Batman-like TV show, I'd just watch The Arrow. Because that is pretty much what they've done with The Arrow. They've made him the Batman.
Yeah, because that doesn't pull in the kind of Arrow and Flash. They don't pull in the kind of criticism that Gotham's had just because it looks like a fan project. It really does.
I mean, when I went in, I was expecting, this is going to be, you know, set in that kind of like nebulous past time zone that like earlier Batman films were, where you've got the Gothic architecture, you've got everybody wearing these slightly outdated suits and stuff, so it kind of looks like it's the past, kind of like the early Batman comics were, where it's just got this feeling of like this is happening at some point. Can you know what I mean? Like the very first Batman film.
Yeah.
Where they're all wearing like the suits and the hats and so forth. It's like, why didn't they go that direction? I mean, why didn't they make this look like this is like Batman when he was starting out? I mean, he literally throughout this show, he's just a moody teenager from what I've seen. And I didn't want to see Batman as that. I mean, I wanted to see him go off, you know, like he does in the films, train, become the Batman and return. I mean, just the few minutes you see at the start of The Dark Knight, where he's the Dark Knight trilogy, where he's just a pissed off like 20-something who's like, I'm gonna kill this guy, and it leads up to him like going off to like hone himself and become something these criminals can fear. That is so much more like interesting to me and like a decent like origin to Batman than just, well, here he is like being really emo and like climbing up on like the outside of the mansion so he can like test his fears. It's like, I don't want to see that. I don't care about that. It's kind of dumb. I'm sorry.
Well, that was the first point, but the second point about this, saying everyone hates the show. Reason number 2, because it doesn't have someone jumping from rooftop to rooftop in a cap. I'm thinking cape, but it says cap.
Yeah, how did that even work, jumping off a rooftop in a cap? Or how would that help you?
I got someone's just stolen an old lady's handbag. Better get on the case. Oh no, wait a minute, actually. I'll look stupid otherwise. Cap on, ready to go. Yeah, that doesn't really quite work, does it? But so then they kind of finished the point by saying, this show is basically a prequel / origin story leading up to Batman vs Superman. No, it's not! It's not at all. That's kind of...
Cue all the face palm montages.
If it was, at least that would be something, and at least
they have specifically said when this was being made, and this isn't like, there was a big debate of whether Daredevil is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe or not, which is kind of... Even now, you can take it either way because they could very easily decouple at any point. But this, they have specifically said time and again, this is nothing to do with the Man of Steel, Dawn of Justice universe. It's got nothing to do with that. The Bruce Wayne we are seeing here does not grow up to be the Batman you're going to see in Dawn of Justice. So this is not linked.
I think that's kind of the point with this. I mean, we kind of went into this saying it's going to be like Marvel versus DC. I think the point of this is it doesn't make you a DC hater hating. Yeah. I think that's how we'll kind of title this video.
I mean, again, back to the point I made of like, this isn't set in any kind of like past time zone. This is set in modern day. Just modern day. There's no like attempt to make it a bit outdated and retro. There's no way that Batman at this point is like a teenager. And then in Dawn of Justice, which is also set in the modern day, he's now, Bruce Wayne, Batman, old, grizzled, like, I've retired from being Batman for a while and now I've returned to it. No, these do not, like, overmesh at all.
Well, you do get these stupid theories. It's like kind of nothing to do with Gotham series, but the Batman versus Superman film and Suicide Squad. There's a theory go around that the Joker that you see in that is Robin, and that he's become the Joker because he was killed by an earlier Joker. It's like, Jared Leto's older than Ben Affleck. How does that work? If he was Robin, what the hell? But you get these stupid ass comments.
Yeah.
So I think we'll pretty much leave it there because.
Okay, next.
Well,
there's so many.
This video would be like 20 minutes, like 20 hours.
But yeah, if you're out there thinking, oh, I'll give Gotham a chance because it leads into Dawn of Justice, don't bother.
Yeah, no.
I mean, if you're enjoying Gotham for what it is, if you're liking the show, if you're liking its vision, all power to you. What you like is more important than what other people like.
Different strokes, different folks.
Yeah, just saying, oh, you hate DC because you hate Gotham is a very stupid premise. I'm sorry.
And it doesn't tie in with any of the films. All Gotham Series 1 ties in with is the cheap-ass, shitty Gotham Series 2, which is coming out soon. So, if you like it, that's up to you. So, anyway.
Like, don't take that personally. He hates most TV shows.
Yeah, I just hate TV shows.
Don't take that personally.
Cheap-ass shit. Apart from Agent Carter, that was alright, but still fairly cheap.
Well, I say, why not make it more like Agent Carter? Why not go for that kind of, like, retro past look? I'd have enjoyed it more because then it would have, like, been in my head, this is the origin of Batman. This is how he started off.
Yeah, it would have been different
This is, some nebulous point in the past. I mean, they didn't have to go whole hog with it. But have classic cars, have classic costumes.
Set it in the 90s, I mean.
Yeah.
It doesn't be like set in the like 1920s or all.
Yeah, I mean, just give it like a bit of age to it rather than this. This is just happening in the modern day. So what, is this the origin of Batman of the future? What the hell?
Anyway, yeah, so we'll leave it there before we run out of time anyway. So,
yeah, we could rant about this for a while.
Yeah, I'm sure we will do in the future. So, yeah, Brandix Reviews anyway. If you want to follow us on social media, there's a thing coming up on how you can do that.
I'm sure we will insult something else you like sometime soon.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Anyway, see you next time. Thank you very much. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Just so you know, for more news, reviews and retrospectives, you can like our page on Facebook, simply called Brand X Reviews. But as well as that, you can also subscribe to us on YouTube via this video. You can also bookmark our website, which is brandxreviews.com, which is pretty much a central hub for everything that I've just mentioned. So check that out and we will see you next time. Thank you very much.